The talk about Ace broadcaster Paul Adomotri. The OSP has detained him, so it's captured here on the front page of the Daily Guide. It says Ghana Airports Company Limited contract probe. OSP detains Adomotri, wakes to Blue Gate, according to sources close to the Daily Guide. He is no longer necessarily at the office of the special prosecutor, but now we know he's been moved to a national security facility, or you say security facility.
Security facility.
That sounds better. Okay. Then there's the talk about High Court dismissing the embattled Chief Justice Gertrude Torkonoo's review. It appears that the court is citing her for abusing court processes. The understanding is that she would have to deal with that at a different forum and not the High Court. Oforiatta loses the wanted declaration fight as well, so that's also another fight, legal battle going on between the office of the special prosecutor and the former finance minister Ken Oforiatta, who's on a stop list or a wanted list. It appears that the attempt by his lawyers to try and get the OSP to lift that wanted notice has not been successful. So these are some of the stories on the front page of the Daily Guide this morning.
Now, the new finder for this morning says Herbal Conference organizers rally Ashanti ministers' support. Non-oil imports surge 129% in second quarter, and gold exports surpass imports for first time in nearly a decade. So that's it on the front page of the finder.
Okay, the Ghanaian Point is also here. NACOC is handing over, guess what, $1.7 million worth of seized gold to the gold board. We should be tracking these seized gold issues because it appears that there's quite some good money in there when we confiscate all of these stolen or probably illicit gold, which is being shipped out of this country. So it comes with a picture of NACOC, some officials there with the CEO of Gold Board, Sami Jemfi. Then the roads minister has also been speaking. It's captured here on the front page of the Ghanaian Point. Says poor contracts, design, politics undermining road projects. So he's admitting that sometimes politics creeps into issues of award of road contracts. Then give peace a chance. That's according to President John Dramani Mahama, who's speaking to the conscience of the Boku people. High Court dismisses Chief Justice Torkonoo's judicial review application. Not a good time for the CJ now. And the High Court is also, as I pointed out earlier, dismissing Oforiatta's bid to quash the arrest warrant. So that is equally being captured here on the Ghanaian Point.
Now, the Daily Gist for this morning says OSP detains Paul Adomotri. Amidu stabs Ayine over stinking Unibank deal and blows over Daddy Lumbe's funeral.
I heard that clip. It wasn't pleasant at all.
Oh, I'm sure they've said. I mean, well, when it happens like that. Yeah. But the family head, when he was in Accra, I think yesterday or on Wednesday, said there was no problem.
Oh.
Yes.
So why the initial?
It's always like that.
So, when these things happen, tempers do flip.
When you've lost, say, a father, and I've said this before. Yeah. Because I'm an Akan, and I've said this before, that in Akan system, the dead body belongs to the family.
Oh.
In our traditional.
Okay, that's the custom.
That's in our custom in Ghana.
Right.
Yes. Now, you ask, who constitutes the family? In the Akan system, because of the matrilineal system,
lineage, yeah.
You, the children, do not belong to the father's family. So when you go and inform, the decisions will be taken by the family, and they would inform you. They, of course, they would agree with you. They would have discussions with you here and there. But when they decide they're not going to have any discussion with you, they can go ahead and do anything they want.
Oh.
However, so if your mother to pass on, then you belong to your mother's family. You would have a lot of say.
So then you have a say.
And say, oh, okay, I think we should do this, we should do that.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where the problems are. And so sometimes certain families actually feel that once you die, that will be the best time to settle scores, particularly with your children, because some people may think that, okay, so you spent all your time, this whole, in the past, the feeling was that fathers would look after their sisters' children, and not their own children. So the whole welfare system. Yeah. But now it's not the case. Yeah. So your fathers, taking good care of their children. They say, why would
a lot of things are changing. I'm sure that's why
changing.
The outburst.
So when it happens like that, then the family says, oh, but this guy never really, So the family would also want to be heard. I mean, if you're Daddy Lumbe's family, you
Obviously,
want to be heard.
you want to be associated
Yes,
with him. That's an
so
icon.
You drop one or two, and then the people will come and negotiate. But I'm happy that
it's been settled.
Asenso Boache sets record straight on Akufo-Addo's 13,624 kilometer road legacy. Gold board gets 1.7 million seized gold from NACOC is also here. Mohammed's big push grabs oil cash. And GJA declares war on security agencies for assaulting journalists. And the Ghana Armed Forces, in releasing that statement, should have learnt from the Ghana Police Service. So the police officer who assaulted a journalist,
they were clear on what was going to happen.
Immediately interdicted.
Yes.
And the police said after investigations, they probably could prosecute him. Now, when the person has been captured on video, I mean, you can identify them. Move. I mean, it's not just the time now you tell we're investigating. No. They should have learned from the Ghana Police Service. Anyway.
Okay. The Inquisitor is also talking about time for accountability. Paul and Nayak OSP's arms. That's also being spoken about in the Inquisitor today. Stop press over 800 workers of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to be demoted on Monday. We'll get into the details for you so you're able to tell what exactly might be happening there. Then the arrest warrant case by the former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, the fact that the court has disagreed with his position to remove the stop all wanted caution has not been successful. So there's also one about the Roads and Highways Minister flagging Akufo-Addo's 10,000 kilometer of roads claim. That became a debate also on the floor of Parliament yesterday. So it looks like the two political parties are slugging it out on who has a superior record when it comes to road infrastructure.
You know what I am concerned about? I'm concerned about having roads leading to major towns and cities constructed. Okay? They can engage in the semantics of roads. But at the end of the day, what we are all interested in is that, for instance, the road from Apamwe Junction to Mpoho is constructed. I mean, the road through Dominasi, Dumbanso, Manso, Benso, all of those roads are constructed. That's what people are concerned about.
Indeed.
I mean, the whole conversation about, we construct. And sometimes the roads that they talk about having constructed, they're very poor roads. You go and, even some of the feeder roads that are supposed to, help drivers.
Connectivity,
they become very poor because the problem is that, you see, many of us, what we forget is that when it rains, it becomes a problem. On your way to my hometown, there's this cover that was being constructed. Now, if you're driving and you don't know at night, you may just run into it. There are no warning signs, nothing. But a part of it is left, so you'd have to use the other side. And all these things, and then we're engaging in a semantics of
we need the roads. That's all we need.
Just construct the roads. Well, the good thing is that the roads minister Kwame Gavin-Sabina is joining us this morning.
Great.
Here on the
so a lot of questions for him, I believe.
And I've asked you that if you have questions for the roads minister, please get on to X.
Firing.
Use the hashtag JoySMS, and then on WhatsApp 055-1111-997.
I hope you'll be able to take all the messages because that
I will try. I will try.
Flooding the WhatsApp
I will try.
platform.
So the Ghanaian Publisher, let me just say, I will try.
Yes.
The Ghanaian Publisher for this morning, Zoom Lion model inspires Zanzibar waste plan. High Court dismisses another Torkonoo application. Apenyu marking slums NDC with 60-40 jibe, and Gold Board receives seized gold from NACOC, all on the front page.
Right. Okay, let's head online because a number of stories here there. Starting off with the media budget review on myjoyonline.com says media budget delivers numbers, not jobs. That's according to Professor Charles Akap, who's warning of some hollow gains in his view. Details there. Then President John Dramani Mahama has also condemned the assault on Joy News journalist Carlos Kaloni and the team who went out there the other day, pledges zero tolerance as a member of the Ghana Journalists Association. And that's why, of course, it's instructive for us to re-echo what it is that the president is saying. Because if the president says it's zero tolerance for attack on the media, then you should be mindful wherever you are and wherever you might be in any of the state agencies. He's also talking of a possible meeting between GJA and officials of the security. So that's a good one. It should come in time, even before the Akwetia by-election, in my view. That's my view. So we appeal to the president to make that happen. Professor Charles Aka is also criticizing the media budget, as I was speaking of earlier. Then there's also the talk about the Paula Dormitory case, because lawyers for the Ace broadcaster are blasting the OSP over, quote, unreasonable bail terms. So he went there yesterday. We understand he's in the custody of the national security officials. IMF exposed you. Osahin Afenyumakin is speaking. He says that the stability of the city is built actually on the foundations of the new patriotic party. So he's making reference to the IMF document there and capitalizing politically on that finding. UDS students sentenced to death for murdering colleagues over relationship disputes. Winston, we all experience some, but as for that level, shouldn't get there.
Yeah, because you see, you must ask yourself.
Yes, what's in it?
This thing that I'm going to do.
It's really sad.
Yeah, I mean, this thing that you see, if you go and, Charlie, if you murder somebody, and once you're charged for murder, it means that there was intention to kill.
Right.
And once there was intention to kill, how do you sit down and plan to kill another person?
It's just
because of a relationship. Oh, come on. Anyway, let's get to other stories.
Other story.
Yeah. Yes. Let's get to other stories.
Let's just do. Okay, petrol prices, we understand, will also be going up. That's on myjoyonline.com. So some of the stories there online for you. Then there's of course, the BNFT, which is here. Centralized remittance tracking could plug the forest exchange gaps. That's according to Richmond Tiahine, who's a banking consultant. He is making a very, very serious case, asking for some interventions in that regard. Mobile money interoperability accounts for 1% of transactions and values in the first half of 2025. We'll get into the values and the figures for you. Then there's a new agreement with UK to accelerate the 24-hour economy. So that appears to be some good omen, if you want to say, for the policy. Looks like they're moving in to bring international partners as well. So City Newsroom. Okay, the big story obviously about Paula Dormitory and his lawyer slamming the office of the special prosecutor over unreasonable bail conditions. They believe that the OSP is not being fair to the broadcaster. But we also understand that Manasseh Azuri will also be coming out with some media reports, we understand, on the SML in disguise contract, which we believe is targeted towards what the OSP has been investigating. We'll explore other legal options, and that's the warning coming through from Frank Davis, who's acting as the lawyer for the former finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. The wife of the former finance minister says the former finance minister indeed plans to return. That's what she said, but it will happen after the medical procedure. I don't know if there's
which is finished now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he finished that in June, and we're told he was successful. He was recuperating, so it will be important to know when he's coming to Ghana.
But don't we give him a bit more time, or you feel, well, I mean, he could be here whilst managing the condition, or just come and answer some questions and go back? Probably.
Well, that's the impression the OSP creates. You know, that when they gave Ken some time to undergo a procedure, he could have actually come when he realized beg your pardon, he was not going to undergo the procedure. In March, he could have come back to Ghana and then just met with them, and then everything would pick up from there. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
But the OSP has a lot on his plate now these days, right? So many cases, isn't it? And anything could happen if the former finance minister meets the OSP. You never know. Probably like Paula Dormitory, who went there yesterday hoping that he would be out. You could go there, and of course, the terms could change for you. So probably the OSP and the former finance minister and his lawyers are just being mindful of that. The fact that probably anything could happen.
Okay, so let's get into the details of the newspaper, starting off with the Daily Guide.
Yeah, the Daily Guide is also talking about the embattled Chief Justice. Looks like there's another heavy blow to the former Chief Justice. Shouldn't be calling her former. She is on suspension.
Yes, suspended Chief Justice.
In fact, we're having a conversation on that on Upfront, where some of the lawyers, including former Deputy Attorney General Dindiok Benka, indicating that once the process has started, if you look at the biases within the Article 146 provision, looks like this would not signal anything good for the embattled Chief Justice. So the Daily Guide is also talking about that, pointing out that a High Court in Accra has dismissed an application for judicial review filed by suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Torkonoo, challenging the proceedings taking place before the 5-member Justice Poman Committee probing 3 petitions calling for her removal. Now, the court, presided over by Justice Kwame Amwako, without determining the merits of the application itself, agreed with the Attorney General that the matters raised by the suspended Chief Justice are currently pending before the Supreme Court. And that's why the court is arriving at that conclusion that it appears there's an abuse of the court procedure, a reason for which, of course, they are then asking that we'll have to yield to the Supreme Court to find out what the final determination will be. There's also this issue about poor contract designs, politics also infiltrating and undermining road projects across the country. It's a claim being made by the roads minister, Kwame Gavins Agboja, who appears to be unhappy about the way we do road designs in this country. And let me just perhaps quote some of the issues he's been talking about. He says that it is not always the case that the technocrats have decided to make work difficult for the politician. They will do what you ask them to do. But then he goes on to say that the things we have done to ourselves in terms of the kind of contracts that we form cannot be blamed on the developers. It has to be blamed on ourselves. And I believe he's referring to the political class there, speaking about how, of course, sometimes the road contracts are just giving based on political biases, and it goes both ways. And I'm happy that he's not just talking about the previous administration, but the fact that the entire political class would have to review how contracts are awarded across the country. And then there's the fight over the 110,000 kilometers of road that former President Akufo-Addo is claiming credits for. So some of the stories there, as you have it.
Now the new finder this morning says gold exports surpass imports for the first time. So it says for the first time in nearly a decade, Ghana's gold export earnings have exceeded the country's total import bill, a major milestone in the nation's economic trajectory. So data from the Bank of Ghana indicates that gold exports generated $8.3 billion for dollars in the first half of 2025, compared to imports of $8.2 billion during the same period. And this marks a dramatic rise from the $4.3 billion earned from gold exports in the first half of 2024, and represents the highest half-year export performance in recent memory. Also here, slash lending rates after BOG rate cut. That's the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry telling banks. So the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry has called on banks and financial institutions to swiftly reduce lending rates following the Bank of Ghana's historic decision to slash the monetary policy rate by 300 basis points. Its Chief Executive Officer, Mark Bedu Abuaje, welcomed the BOG's decision, but urged banks to translate the rate cut into tangible relief for businesses through lower borrowing costs.